Previously on the Simchelor Daddy, the Sims competed in a cooking challenge. Some of them folded under the pressure, while others rose to the top. However, Audrey and Ted were both eliminated. 9 remain. Who will go home this week, and who will win the Simchelor Daddy Edition? This is the Simchelor. Who will win the Simchelor Daddy? Welcome back to the Simchelor Daddy Edition. This week, the Sims will be participating in a creativity challenge. There will be 3 parts to this challenge: painting, bush sculpting, and the final challenge will be woodworking. People will be knocked off as they move their way forward, as this will be battle bracket style. With each round, 1 person will be put in the bottom. With each round, they will have to test their creativity and prove who is the most creative this week. It is 8 in the morning and our contestants are already off to work on their first round, which is a painting challenge. It looks like Sandra has started with something a little more scientific and mathematical. Dallas is working on a stick figure painting. Meanwhile, Jasmine seems to be copying Adam Top, as Adam seems to be the one who started this painting. London is working on something really incredible right now. There's a lot of detail and I'm curious how it's all gonna turn out. Meanwhile, Tevin is doing something beachy, and we have a few interesting interpretations on the challenge over here. I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be. There's thoughts were had. It is about that time. We are almost at the end of this. We will start to analyze each one of these one by one. So starting out with Sandra's painting, it is a poor quality, but it has a focused ambiance. Moving on to Dallas, who apparently made a flirty painting. This is her and Pedro. I really love the enthusiasm. It's a painting that you did. Moving on to Adam Top and Jasmine, we have the exact same painting, considering that Adam started first, but finished last. I don't know who copied who. Both paintings are poor quality. They are exactly the same. So I'm going to give them the exact same score, only because they presented the exact same piece of art. Moving down to London's painting, it is, again, more poor quality, but I do really like the aesthetic of this plant and this light bulb. So moving over to Tevin, who's created a very poor, sad painting. I really like this. I think it's super artistic. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm a big fan of the way this looks. So now we're gonna look at Liam's painting, which is... oh, it's really bad. It's really bad. I like the idea behind it. So now we look at Alexandra's painting. This easily is the best painting. Look at all of the work and detail that went in here. It's an angry painting. I don't get anger from this. I get conflict. I get questions. I get beauty and glamour. This is really incredible. And finally, we have Gino's, which this is apparently a finished work. It's paint splatters, and I do think that paint splatter can be art. I'm just failing to see what the vision was. It's not great. It's kind of bad. So I've made some decisions about round 1. Based off of the work that's been presented here, Alexandra will be moving on to the second portion. Wait. She's dying. This wasn't in the guide. Well, this is not a Tyra Banks moment where she's pretending to be dead, right? Does she need to breathe in the paper bag? Do you have AARP or something? Are you okay? Death is inevitable. Well, this was not what was supposed to happen. And I think we have to keep going. Alexandra was gonna move on to the next round. She ain't getting any deader. Are you all okay? I guess you have to be. Well, unfortunately, this means that Dallas, Sandra, Gino, and Liam are all up for elimination tonight. You can go and mourn while we wait. Okay. It looks like our bush sculpting is completed, so now we will evaluate who gets to move into the last round. No one will be up for elimination for this challenge. Looking at Tevin's bush, it is probably the closest to a bonsai. That being said, it is pretty small and minuscule. Looking at Jasmine's, there's almost nothing here. The structure is essentially the same as what it started out as, but there's nothing on here. So I think this is probably one of the lower pieces of work here. And now looking at London's, I think this is really nice. It looks like an actual tree, just very tiny and small. I like it. I think this is a really strong showing. And of course the final one is a damn top. I love the shape of this. I think you could easily see this sitting in a garden. This is really great work. Wait, what happened? It appears that Tevin has once again walked away from the main challenge, so I'm gonna go find him. He's in the bathroom looking at himself. I know that we just had like a really intense moment, and maybe it's just like a little bit too much for you. I think maybe this is the right time for you to just gracefully step away. It doesn't really seem to be working out long term for him here. People are coming and going so quickly around here. Well, the three of them still want to go. So let's have Jasmine go inside the house. Dam and London will move on to the next portion. For the last leg of the competition, we are going to be working with wood. Now that we've sculpted some bushes, let's work with some wood. So we're gonna have you both make some knife blocks, and we are going to see who makes the better knife block. You will be evaluated on your precision and on the overall score of how good your work was. Adam seems pretty confident this week. The emotions have overwhelmed him since Alexandra's grave is literally right there. London has finished the knife block. It is right here. Oh, that actually looks quite good. Normal quality, but it looks quite nice. Adam is done, and here is what he's created. The very clear winner of this week's challenge is London, giving yet another eggplant, adding to the total. Adam, thank you so much for your hard work. I think maybe you cracked a little bit at the end from all the changes that have happened today, and I totally understand. You can go on inside and take care of yourself. You are safe, and we will see you next week for another challenge. That means, because the Humor and Hijinks Festival is in town, we should go with Pedro. So that means London is the winner of this date, and he will get to hang out with Pedro for the rest of the evening, and then we will determine who is going home. We are here at the Humor and Hijinks Festival. Oh, look, he's up here, looking very cute in this outfit. What is he holding on to? Is that a wood pick for killing a vampire? He's looking at Pedro's butt, and he's complimenting his clothing. We've just lost a lot of relationship points for some reason, and we're getting a hands down. Pedro is giving him a flirty look. We were just yelling a second ago, and they're going somewhere to woohoo. We're going into the museum that is closed down for the evening. Well then. It appears that they have both finished, and they are both feeling really good. It was passionate, at the very least, even though Pedro is still holding this weird spike in his hand. Almost every date, there has been woohoo with him. We haven't done anything related to the Hijinks Festival, though. And now they're chatting again. It seems to be pleasant. Let's get back to the festival, and we should get some food. London is having a bit of trouble with the chopsticks. The festival will end in an hour. We should watch the fireworks with Pedro. He's coming over with the steak still. He's really concerned about vampires, I think. Aw, what a nice way to end this date. So cute. It looks like it's about to end, though. It looks like Pedro's out, so I guess we can make our way back to the house. So we are at the end of our day, and we have kind of an interesting scenario that we need to talk about here. But first, let's get into the judging and deliberation. So for Dallas didn't put a ton of effort in. We had a stick figure. It was very cute, and I appreciated what the idea was. But so far, Dallas has been kind of absent mentally from the competition, And I've still yet to see anything really arise from her that shows why she should stay here. For Sandra, I feel like she started out really strong and had a lot of really great moves at the beginning, but sort of just is skating on by. And there's nothing that I hate more than someone who just skates their way through a competition. Gino is doing really good, and he's been doing good. He's been very consistent throughout the whole thing. There's a reason he survived from that group that really didn't do that well. So it's hard for me to say that Gino should go because he's been doing so good. And as far as Liam, he also did a stick figure design. It was of cats. It was very Lady and the Tramp. I feel like Liam is another one that's sort of just been sliding on through like Dallas. However, this week was such a rough one because we had a contestant die on set, and we also had someone walk out. So it leaves me feeling conflicted on if I should eliminate someone or not, or give someone yet one more chance to maybe not do anything. Based off of the way that the weeks have been going, Gino is going to be safe tonight. Based off of consistency throughout the series, I think it is only fair to say that Sandra is also safe tonight and will be here for next week's challenge. That means that Liam and Dallas are both up for elimination. This is a super difficult decision to make because we've already had 2 people leave this episode. However, out of these 2, only one has actually formed any type of intimacy with Pedro Pascal, and the other one has not really done anything all competition. So with that in mind, Liam will be safe this week from elimination. And that means Dallas. I do think that her time is up here in the Simchelor mansion, as she has really just been skating through the entire time. And I don't know if it's fair to keep her here after such underwhelming performances week after week after week. But I have a feeling that this is not the last time we will be seeing Dallas. What an absolutely shocking episode of the Simchelor this was. I was not expecting it to go the way that it did. I had no plans for that. 3 Sims were eliminated this week, which means that the competition is very, very tight right now. And that means some really big things are happening next week. Next week, we will see the makeover challenge, as well as the very first and big vacation of this season, plus a twist that no one is expecting. I will see you next week for another episode of the Simchelor Daddy Edition. Be sure to join us next week for a very shocking surprise. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.